And so it's 1670 or 66. I sort of squashed the years there, 17th century. And it's with King Charles II and Radisson de Groseilliers, my favorite explorers, and a woman named Lily, she's 16 years old, and she's an actor. She's a very good actor, and she's a courtesan of Charles II. And they're in this scene. And maybe the rest will be more or less explicit. Monsieur Radisson, said Prince Rupert, do we find ourselves in China at the close of your voyage? Very near, Radisson would make them happy. It is but 14 days' paddle from the Bay of the North to the Japan Sea. If this is true, asked Prince Rupert, why have men not traveled there already, if it be so near? I have preserved this news for His Majesty alone, said Radisson. Does your King Louis know about this? There is no one for to tell him, only I know this country. Bartholomew, this drunken poet, poured the king and himself more wine. He toasted Charles and he said, even among the French, your Majesty inspires loyalty. When Bart drank, he poured the liquor into the back of his throat through a wide open mouth. He swung toward the explorer, would touch him, but he recalled, it is wearing animal skin. It would not like my touch. Mr. Radisson, you'll find our king incapable of stupid action. He showed his ankles. For real folly, you must seek out his advisors. Charles, the king, observed fondly, oh, Bart will upstage the entire court in folly. I swell, said Bartholomew to Lily, with the nectar of the king's approbation. Long may I swell, it overcomes me, I cannot stop. Radisson gazed out the window, revealing his boredom. It brought them back to business. 14 days' journey, prompted Prince Rupert. That is so. By the river that flows to Hudson Bay, I have traveled far, yet it remains now to push on some degree farther to enter the Japan Sea. Prince Rupert never drank wine. He was a chemist. He knew metals, drank absinthe, extremely sober. Because Rupert was still, drank little, expressed nothing, not even incredulity, Radisson directed his tale there. Why have you not simply pushed farther, to come here, to the English court? Rupert asked. Oh, this passage is dangerous, said Radisson. It is to be attempted only in the month of August and September. During these months only is the passage less blocked by ice. But if it please the king to provide a boat, I will go. Ah, Bartholomew clapped his hands. He wants a boat, an English boat. Lily would never take down an actor when he was in role. Her questions now were in the spirit of his tale, for she'd forgotten that it was a tale. She saw the river. She saw the Japan Sea. Sitting forward happily, she asked, is this the boat that takes you up the river to China? No. For the river we take little gondolas made of bark. Little gondolas, she glowed. She'd seen pictures, as they do in Italy, with the poles. Well, who will push the poles? That is the service of the Iroquois. Lily mouthed his words. Iroquois, he repeated. They are the savage of the place. Savage, she said, and beamed at the king. Savage? Well, then the court will be most at home there, said Bartholomew. Tell us of these savages. Lily turned to King Charles. Will it please you, Charles? Charles would have liked to tell the story of his own escape from Cromwell's troops in Worcester in 51. He envied Rupert his dreams of the Northwest Passage and felt galled by his own hunger for trade. How much money the Frenchman wants, how much money, if any at all, the Frenchman might bring in return. How have you come to know Indian savages? Lily squeezed her knees together. She'd never felt so confident in her role as courtesan or even as actress. I live among them since I am a boy. I am out hunting and I am taken captive by them. When I escape, I must kill 2 of that party. When they find me, they torture me. Oh, said Lily, your hands. If you will permit. Prince Rupert crossed to Radisson and held out his hands. Give. Radisson placed his paws in Rupert's hands. Rupert recoiled. How did you come to be so mutilated? The Iroquois, Radisson said carefully, casting his cool eye among them to watch his effect. They tie me to a post by the hands before a burning fire of the rind of trees. They put their hatchet and instrument of iron in this fire, then they quench them on my flesh. They pluck out my nails, they draw the blood from my fingers, then stop the bleeding with a hot brand. He had a nasal voice, and he described cruelty without inflection. They squeeze the marrow of the bone and put my hand in a dish full of burning sand. Charles laughed dryly, considering me. Well, tell me, what is the purpose going to all that beastly trouble? As the Earl here has already said, such, activity would be quite natural to the overly pious Catholic, bless my mother. Zealous, true, but one cannot censure such action any more than one can censure the Inquisition. Ha! At your peril. Though I must say, he added almost to himself, I prefer that sort of behavior to the vomitous Scot purges. To distract himself from the depression that would overtake him at the most unlikely moments, King Charles examined Radisson's costume. Leather stockings will soon form the pattern of modern foppery, and the fur trim, yes, the fur trim. It is time to serve notice to Cousin Louis. Canada will be England's. Prince Rupert's journeys had taught him that a storyteller carries his house on his back. It made him skeptical and trusting both at once. To Radisson, Rupert said, "What proof can you provide us that your knowledge of the place is veritable and real?" Radisson sniffed noisily. "He will not lose their interest. He will leave here with the promise of a ship." "I have seen them eat human flesh." Lily's jaw dropped. Her tongue lay moist on her lip. "My own flesh," Radisson persisted. "I have given them eat." And Lily gave one of those little gasps of an intimate nature so recently disclosed to the king's ear. Radisson watched them through half-closed eyes. "Yes, cruelty will excite them. It will show them, I am Radisson. It is better than a dance. The Indians cut pieces of flesh from all the parts of my body and broiled them. Then they made me eat it, thrusting my flesh into my mouth. They hang from my neck 6 red hot hatchets that roast my legs. I do not cry out, but they make me sing. The whole village come to see. Even the little ones do exercise themselves about such cruelty." "The children do," said Lily slowly. "Cruelty is a great pride. The children are given such by their mother." Radisson spoke evenly. "They burned a French woman. They pulled out her breast and took a child out of her belly that they broiled and made the mother eat of it." Bartholomew pinched his upper lip. "Ah, we have come to the mother." "The French mother," said Charles, his large immobile face. "Monsieur Radisson," Bart said, not looking at him, "have you taken your tale to the French court? I have been much betrayed by the French. They are a superstitious country and do much lack the scientific. Besides that, they tax too much." "I don't believe you." Lily now stood over Radisson, who faced her, badgered. Bartholomew said, "Oh, I assure you, Lily, the French are most corrupt." Lily poked a finger into Radisson's hide and spat out, "That was a load of dung, and you are a dunghill, a bladder, a bad, bad man, and a bad, bad actor." To Charles, "How dare he come to you with this load of fish heads? A foul tale, and badly told. Do you think the king a soft-fedded fool? Shatterbrain? Liar!" Bart, wistfully to the king, "I see your royal sceptre has pointed you once more to a soft, complacent sex." "Oh, Lily," said Charles, "he spoke as well he might. Perhaps was something lost in being told in English. The French will speak ghoulish with a style we may never fairly emulate. I learned this in exile, sanguinaire, en sangloté. It is error, quite, a matter of taste. Come and sit. You block my view." I'll stop there. Thank you.
Thank you. That was great. This is a very informal gathering today, so we